Hi book lovers, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen, and this is my March book haul. Alright, I seriously have so many books I can't even hold them all up, and I don't know how I got so many. Well, I do. I bought them. But I didn't quite mean to buy this many this month, but part of that was a big book outlet haul that I did and everything. So the first books I'm going to talk about here that I'm going to show you, I actually already unboxed in an unboxing video, which I will leave a link to below. I talk quite a bit about the books in that video. It's a very long video. And there is a current giveaway going away with that one as well that ends on April 1st. So I'll leave that link below. You can check those out if you want to, more information. Otherwise, these first books I'm just going to go through really fast because I already talked about them, and I don't want this book to, or this video to be that long. So the first ones I got here from Amazon, and I have By Your Side by Casey West, Fate Marked by David Estes, Cinderella and the Little Glass Slipper by Charles Perrault, illustrated by Camille Rose Garcia, which was my whole point in buying this book. Then from BAM, I got a signed copy of A Conjuring of Light. Yep, A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. And then the next stack are all from Book Outlet. I got Wild Magic by Tamara Pierce, Code by Kathy and Brendan Reichs, Virals by the same authors, Zodiac by Romino Russell, and Wandering Star by Romino Russell, Ungodly by Kendar Blake, recreated by Colleen Hook, and 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. So those are all the books that I did in my unboxing, and I talked quite a bit about each one in that video. It's a very long video, but I'll leave that link below, so if you want to check those out, you sure can. And like I said, there's a giveaway going on with it right now that ends April 1st. Now let's talk about the other books. So first I have Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. This came in the Owl Crate this month. The theme was Sailor, Ships, and Seas, I think. And so this is a pirate book, and I'm really looking forward to it. I hadn't even heard of this book when I opened the box. So I love it when we get something new that I never heard of, and I love pirate stuff. That's why I was so happy about this box. So, and I didn't really show this book off when I unboxed it. I will leave the link to the Owl Crate unboxing video below as well. But I didn't really show it off, but look, it has cutlasses on the cover. So that's what it looks like without the jacket. But then look at these end papers. Oh my gosh, are they gorgeous? So this is, I assume, is her ship, because she's a pirate captain, the main character in this. So cool. I'm very excited to read this book. I wish my April TBR was not so full, because I would have thrown this on there. I'm pretty sure I'll read this in May. Then I got a couple of used books from Amazon. I got Vendetta by Catherine Doyle. This is actually came as a as an ARC, which I was a little bummed about because I really love the covers on this trilogy. I saw this recommended by, oh my gosh, her name has completely slipped my mind. I'm sorry, but I'll link her channel below. But she recommended this trilogy, and it's kind of one of those that have flown under the radar. I've seen a few other people talk about it since then. The third book just came out, so I thought I wanted to try this trilogy. So I looked online, and they had used copies on Amazon, so I thought, oh, I'll just get a used copy for a couple bucks. And it came as the ARC, so I'm like, darn it, I love the covers. So I might look for I might look for it at BAM or something, because I really would like the actual books, I think, for my shelves. But I'll read it as the ARC and see if I like it too. And I really don't know a lot about this. It looks like kind of a contemporary, very high drama. I guess she compared it a little bit to The Royals, so I guess we'll see if I like it. Hopefully I do. And then I picked up In a Dark, Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. She is the author of The Woman in Cabin 12, or no, Cabin 10. I think that's the name of it. It's a recent thriller novel that came out that people were raving about. This is a previous book she wrote that I've seen everywhere now. and one of my Goodreads groups is reading this for one of their books of the month. So I went online and did find a used copy, and this one came wonderfully good. I think I paid $5 for it with shipping, but it's a beautiful cover. It came in perfect shape. So I was so happy that one of my used buys worked out. Sometimes I don't have any trouble with used Amazon buys, and every once in a while one will come that I'm kind of disappointed in. This Vendetta was one of them, but at least it's in good shape. I mean, it doesn't even look like it would have been read. But yeah, so I'm going to read this with the group. It's just an adult thriller story, which looks... Then the last set of books I got from Goodwill. So these are all thrift store finds. These all are about, these should have been, I believe, the paperbacks would be 89 cents and the hardbacks would be $1.50, and I have 2 hardbacks. So, really cheap, good way to get books. I wish I wouldn't throw so many stickers on these darn things, but I need to get some Goo Gone and pull my stickers off my books. But first I have The Dressmaker of Carcana. And so this looks like a nonfiction story. It just looked good. 5 sisters, one remarkable family, and the woman who risked everything to keep them safe. So it looks really good. It has all kinds of good stuff. It takes place in Afghanistan. So I figured for my worldly challenge I'm doing, my around the world challenge, that would be good too. And it looked interesting, so I picked it up. Then I grabbed, and this is in really good shape too, I have The Life of Pi by Jan Martel, is that how you say it? And I haven't read this book yet, and I was so happy that they had it. So, and I love this cover. It's a gorgeous cover, and like I said, this book is in really good shape. So this was definitely a good pick, or a good find. And then I just squealed when I saw this book, Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. So this, I just finished reading her nonfiction book she wrote about, oh goodness, I am so blanking on names and stuff, but it's about a different area about Cornwall, excuse me. She wrote about Cornwall in England, and so this is her famous work she wrote. It's a classic romantic suspense story that I have never read, and after I read more about her life and stuff in her nonfiction book, I knew I really wanted to read this, and they had it at Goodwill, so I was so happy. I was like, yay, I wanted to read this year. So I love it when you find a good find like that at Goodwill. That's something that you actually wanted to read. And this one I've read, but I don't own any in this series, and when I read them, I actually did buy them. But then when I read them, I gave them away because I'm like, oh, I don't need to hold on to these books. Well, and then after the fact, I ended up loving this series so much. I wish that I had kept them. And I thought, well, if I ever find them cheap somewhere, I'll pick them up. And I found one. The Iron Knight by Julie Kagawa. And this is the last book in the series. I'm pretty sure this is the 4th and final book, not including the novellas. So, and I really loved this one. So, they're really beautiful covers, too. I don't know why I got rid of them. Sometimes I get rid of books because I truly try not to hold on to too many books, even if I love them, because I just have so many books, as you can tell. And this is just a drop in the bucket. So I'm really trying to keep my shelves cleared off as much as possible because I get tired of having stacks of books laying everywhere, which is what I have right now. I'm getting better, but I still have like 3 stacks of books sitting by my window over there on the floor that I have nowhere to put. So I'm trying to get rid of as many books as I can. I even started a whole new bookshelf, and I still have 3 stacks of books over there. So I'm not trying not to hold on to books, but I really would love to have this series again. This is the Iron Fae series, I think this is her first series, and it's a really popular one. It's really good. And then this book, I'm not going to probably hold on to. It doesn't have the dust jacket, but I got The Fiery Heart by Rochelle Mead, and I've been wanting to pick these up. I want to finish this series. My library lost them. They had the rest, like books 3 through 6, and they got lost. And they're not reordering them, so I'm going to have to buy them. Well, I have the Indigo Spell, which I'm going to read sometime, and then I have the Silver Shadows. So I'm like, well, I need to pick up the Fiery Heart sometime, and Goodwill had it. And I was so, so happy. So even though it doesn't have the dust jacket, I can still read it. It'll work fine. So for $1.50, I was really happy because now I at least get to read it. I'm not going to hold on to any, well, I am going to hold on to Silver Shadows because it came as a signed copy, which, I couldn't believe it because it came from Book Outlet, so I couldn't believe I got a signed copy of that. So I will hold on to that one, but the rest I'm not going to. And then this book, I saw it and was like, oh my gosh, this is Street Gang by Michael Davis, and it's the complete history of Sesame Street. I was so excited. I'm like, oh, this will be a fun book to read. It's an old library book, so I'm going to take off the jacket part, was what I try to do. Sometimes I can get it all off without a problem. And it still has the library stuff inside, which I can pull off and use for my art stuff. So this looks like a really interesting read. It's basically how Sesame Street got started and the history of it. And I think I'm going to really enjoy this because I love Sesame Street and I love learning more about it. So this will be a fun read. And that was my March book haul. Leave me comments below on what you've picked up recently, or if you want to talk about any of these books. I hope everyone has a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.